North Korea, a land wrapped in mystery, fear, and myth. To the outside world, it is a nation of secrets, a dictatorship, a nuclear power, a prison state, but to those inside, it is their own reality. A reality where history was written, where truth was sculpted into illusion, and where one family story became the story of an entire people. Today, we break through the veil. This is the complete truth of North Korea, the story you were never supposed to know. Before it was North Korea, it was simple Korea, a proud peninsula that for centuries fought off foreign powers. China, Japan, and later the Soviet Union all left scars on its soil. In 1910, Japan colonized Korea. Koreans lived under harsh occupation. Their language was suppressed, their culture erased, their resources stolen. This period burned deep wounds into the Korean psyche, wounds that would later fuel North Korea's obsession with sovereignty, self-reliance, and hatred of outsiders. When World War II ended, Japan surrendered, and Korea was supposed to be free, but the Cold War had already begun. The Soviets occupied the North, the Americans occupied the South, and in 1948, two Koreas were born, a capitalist South Korea, and in the North, under Soviets' guidance, a new leader emerged, Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung was a guerrilla fighter against Japanese forces, a man who would become the eternal president. But his rise was no accident. Stalin's Soviet Union needed a loyal puppet in East Asia. Kim was chosen. In 1950, with Stalin's blessing and Mao's support, Kim launched the Korean War, an invasion of the South. The war was devastating. Entire cities burned, millions died, and though the war ended in 1953 with no victor, the North claimed victory, crafting a myth that Kim Il-sung had defeated both America and the world. From here, a cult was born. Kim became a different figure. His face was everywhere, his words became law, and the system of Juche, a philosophy of self-reliance, was created. But Juche was not just political theory. It was a religion, binding people to the leader as savior, protector, and father. When Kim Il-sung died in 1994, something unprecedented happened. Power passed not to a party, but his son, Kim Jong-il. This was not just succession, it was monarchy disguised as communism. And so began the Kim Dynasty, the only communist dynasty in history. Kim Jong-il crafted an even deeper cult. His birth was said to have been marked by a double rainbow in a new star. He was credited with thousands of books, directing films, even inventing new foods. Every citizen had to wear badges with his image. Every home had to display portraits. And those who did not bow, did not obey, disappeared. Behind the parades and propaganda lies another North Korea, a North Korea of prison camps, known as Kwanliso. These camps are where tens of thousands are imprisoned, often entire families, guilty not of crimes, but of thoughts. If one man criticizes the regime, his children, his grandchildren, all can be punished under the system of 3 generations of guilt. Inside, starvation, forced labor, torture, and executions are daily reality. Survivors describe digging frozen land with bare hands, eating rats to survive, and watching loved ones die. The world rarely sees these camps, but they exist, and they are the darkest shadows of the regime. In the 1990s, the Soviet Union collapsed. Aid vanished, floods destroyed crops, and under Kim Jong-il's mismanagement, famine struck. It is known as the Arduous March. Up to 3 million people died of starvation. Parents abandoned children. Some resorted to eating grass, bark, even human flesh. And yet, the government told the people they were under attack, that hunger was noble, that sacrifice was proof of loyalty. While ordinary people starved, the elite feasted in Pyongyang, and Kim Jong-il built palaces, drank cognac, and imported luxury cars. This famine permanently scarred North Korea, and yet the regime survived. If North Korea cannot feed its people, how does it keep power? Through illusion. The parades, the missiles, the nuclear tests, all carefully staged theater. North Korea is one of the poorest countries on earth, but it has poured billions into weapons. Why? Because nuclear weapons are the ultimate insurance policy. They guarantee survival. No one dares attack a nuclear-armed state. And so, Kim Jong-un, the current leader, uses missiles not only to threaten, but to bargain. Food for silence, aid for peace talks. The nukes are not just weapons, they are bargaining chips. Officially, North Korea is socialist. In reality, it survives through shadow economies, smuggling drugs, counterfeiting currency, arms sales to rogue nations, cyber attacks that steal billions worldwide. Ordinary people survive through black markets, called Jungmadung. Here, forbidden goods from China, rice, medicine, USB sticks with South Korean dramas slip in. These black markets are slowly changing North Korea from within. People are learning the truth. Their outside world is not suffering, but thriving. How do you control 25 million people? With fear, yes, but also with psychology. From birth, children are taught songs praising the Kims. History books rewrite the past, making the Kims the saviors of humanity. Loudspeakers in villages broadcast propaganda daily. Even language is shaped. People must call Kim Jong-un respected marshal. They cannot say his name casually. This is not just politics, it is thought control. But behind the politics and propaganda, North Koreans are human. They live, they love, they dream. Many risk death to escape, crossing rivers into China, hiding from border guards, walking across mountains for freedom. Some succeed, some are caught and sent back to the camps. Those who escape describe a heartbreaking contrast. The first time they saw electricity everywhere, supermarkets full of food, and the internet, they realized their entire life had been a lie. Will North Korea collapse? Some say yes. The economy is fragile, the people restless, information seeping in. Others say no. The regime has survived war, famine, and isolation. The Kim dynasty has mastered survival. But one truth is clear: North Korea cannot remain frozen forever. Whether through revolution, outside pressure, or gradual change, the illusion will one day crack. And when it does, the world will witness one of the greatest transformations of modern history. North Korea is not just a country, it's a mirror of humanity's extremes, of power, control, illusion, and survival. A place where truth was buried and fear became law. But also, a place where human spirit, even in silence, still breathes. The world may see only shadows, but behind those shadows live 25 million stories waiting to be told. This is North Korea, the hidden kingdom of shadows and secrets.